Hey guys, it's like I'm picking up from last week's episode, right? Background's the same, I'm wearing the same shirt, all that cool stuff. Like I told you last week, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into doing this one. I just finished that outro, jumping into this intro. I had a really good time over at the Columbus, New Jersey, Columbus Farmers Market, the flea market there. Let me tell you, if you got a chance to get out there and check it out. I went 2 weeks ago over my birthday weekend, April, I think 18th is when we were out there. And it's got like a U-shaped pavilion area in a building. The building has its building vendors. The U-shaped pavilion was full the last time we were out there, and about half of the area inside was full. Well, today when we went out there, that area on the inside of the U-shaped pavilion was packed. There's a lot in back that was parking when I was there the last time, but they had that closed off, and that was all flea market, which doubled the outdoor flea market size. And then there were 2 rows along the back that go all the way down the back, and that's another probably 50%. So it was jam-packed with vendors. We were there, gosh, I don't know, we got there at 9 and we left there at like 1, something like that. So we were there quite a while, and if you've ever been to a flea market with me, I race through them. My eyes are bouncing, my head's doing this, and I'm like, tools. So I did that, and it still took that long to get through. My wife does the same with jewelry. We split up. She does hers, I do mine. We come back together at the end of the day. She got some really cool stuff. We ended up stopping at another flea market on the way home, and that was the Golden Nugget. A lot of the vendors were packing up, of course, because it was late. It was, I don't know, 1:30 or something. But there were still a few out there. I got one piece. Well, it'll be a bunch of pieces. I'll do it as its own segment as part of this. It's a toolbox with some stuff that's in it. She ended up getting, though, a laundry basket full of crystals. It's amazing. She makes sun catchers. She makes jewelry. She does all that stuff with crystals. These are like chandelier crystals. They're really nice. They're brilliant looking. There's a lure that goes with that. So she doesn't have her channel. So apparently, I'll give you a little bit of the lore. From what the guy told us after we bought it, it wasn't a selling point or anything, but after we bought it, he does house demolitions. And he said that this was some sort of mob boss from Eastern Europe, Eastern European mob boss's house that had 18-inch thick concrete walls and had like 4-inch thick bulletproof glass windows everywhere in the house. And they were stripping it down to just the concrete, and the new owners were they're going in and completely redoing it. They wanted it gutted. They wanted it to be a completely new house. They said it was over gaudy and stuff. And this was all the crystals from, I think he said, 6 chandeliers. So it's crazy. I'm not going to show you guys that stuff, but I just thought that was kind of a cool story. But let's get into the tools, because I'm rambling, and I got a lot of stuff to get through. All right, guys, so we got some piles of wrenches and stuff to get through. So we'll just have at it. We'll start off. I got this nice, what's it say? 15 ounce? Well, maybe that's 1 pound. Plum, ball peen. The head's a little bit loose. It's definitely been boogered up in this end, but I think I can trim that down, and the rest of the handle's in nice shape. So I think we can trim this down and make a really nice hammer out of it. I like having Plum and Vaughn in my toolbox. Next, I picked up this handle. And actually, real quick, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I got that handle for this Craftsman axe head that I've had. I got this in a toolbox slot. Now, it's too small. I wondered if it was gonna be. You can see, that's too small. But I'll find another handle for it, and I'll use that handle for something else. That's not a big deal. Next, we've got a pile of Proto here. I will say this axe handle came from George. A bunch of the Proto came from George. I think a couple Williams pieces, some SK pieces came from George. So we'll start off with the screwdrivers. So nice Proto flathead. Another Good Proto flathead. A little longer Proto flathead. Looks like someone's reprofiled this one for a really tight head on it, but it's a longer shaft. A little smaller Proto flathead, again with a decent looking head on it. That one maybe needs a little reprofiling, but nothing major. And a clutch bit Proto. Slide these over so I can just start moving things around. Got this Proto 3/8 and 5/16. So 25-30 seconds by 11/16 Proto. It's all Proto. I don't know why I'm saying Proto. A 5/8 by 9/16. I found this at a booth that had 2 for $1 stuff again. It's a 9/16 and 5/8 plumb. This one's the 5/8 Proto Professional, the one with the little chevrons. And it's the, whatever it is, Soltis wrench or whatever it's called. The socket wrench is what I always grew up calling them. Got this 1 1/8 by 1 1/16 double box end Proto. Another 1 1/8 by 1 1/16. So the first one was the black anodized. This is the silver. Another black anodized 7/16 by 3/8 professional. Here we've got an 11/16 by 19/30 seconds double box. And a 1 1/16. That's not the professional. Wasn't sure. And I got this ratchet from George. I know this is one of the pieces I got. Now this one doesn't say Proto here, but I'm pretty sure that that's a Proto. It's the longer handle. Honestly, I think it's the female. That or someone put the gear back in it wrong. Because the ones that take the plug, usually this hole's on the other side, but someone could have put it together wrong. I'll pull it apart and look at it. I may use it as a female because I have the long-handled male. So that might give me a female to go with my shorter handle female. So that's the Proto stuff. Move into Williams. So here's a 19/30 seconds. This I did need for my superset. I forgot that I was going to need a 19/30 seconds. It's a size I always forget about. Here we've got a J.H. Williams super adjustable. And this is the screw type, so it can be taken apart if need be. And this one is the, I think, 10-inch. Yep, 10-inch. And to go with that, you got the J.H. Williams 8-inch. So that one's old enough, it's pre-super adjustable. It's a Diamond W down here. Let's see. Pull this guy up, flip it around so we can see it. This is a double box super wrench. And it's a 25-30 seconds by 11/16. Here's another super wrench. It's the more flat style double box. And it's 7/8 by 31/30 seconds. And this one is a 1 by 5/16, and it's just the Diamond W, so it's not a super wrench. I picked this up. I know this came from a different vendor because I got a few other things from him. I got this for $2. It's a 1 1/8, the newer style super wrench. I have the 1 1/4, I think, but I don't have the 1 1/8, if I remember correctly. And this was something else I got from George. I do remember that. So it is the M42, the Williams with the Diamond W. And the M is for the midget set, which would be the 5/16 set. So I'm not sure, I don't remember if I have one of these in that 5/16 set I picked up a few weeks ago at the flea market. If not, I'll add this to it. If I do, it just goes in the Williams box. So that takes us through what we have here. I'll get the next group of stuff loaded up. All right, guys. So I hope you're not picking up too much of the wind noise from outside. I'm kind of half in and half out of the door. My camera mounts outside the door. It's just starting to get a little bit windy out here. So this next group is a couple miscellaneous pieces and a bunch of SK. So we'll start off miscellaneous type piece is this Crescent tool, Jamestown, New York, 10-inch. It does have a nick out of it right here. So maybe someone took a grinder to it. Maybe that's how they did their ID mark. I'm not sure. It's a Crestaloy made in USA. This side's Jamestown, New York. It's got all this red paint and stuff on it, so it needs a good cleaning. But it turns really nicely. And it stops right there. If we look, it's a little crusty in this end, so we'll mess with it, get it apart. This one's a screw. We'll get it apart and get it working right. Next one I picked up, I don't usually pick up a lot of Crowder, but it's this Crowder. It's like it's a 1/2 inch and 9/16. But I just thought this was cool with those diamond Ks on it. It was in a dollar bin, so I grabbed it. Here we've got a Mac Sabina, 9/16. A Mac 1/2 inch, but it is a USA. And a Mac Sabina 1/2 inch. Here's an 11/16 SK Wayne. The C18 9/16 SK Wayne. Half-inch SK. 7/16 6-point SK Wayne. And a 5/16 6-point SK Tools. This one's a 5/8 3/4 SK Electrolyte double box. And a 1/2 inch 9/16 6-point double box SK Tools. And then finally for SK wrenches, we've got this 5/8 3/4 double open SK Electrolyte. Picked up a couple drivers. I know these came from George. This one is a flathead. It's like a cabinet screw. And it is marked SK. It'll clean up, be a decent one. I don't have that size. This one is a Brownells Incorporated Montezuma, Iowa. It's a bit driver. It does not say SK, but this has got to be an SK. So that gets us through the miscellaneous, the Mac, the SK. We'll move on to the next lot. In this one, we'll take a peek at the Craftsman stuff. We'll start off with these two. I would put money on these being Craftsman. It's an E. It's the Craftsman underline C style. It is so worn on this side that there's a few little pieces of lines at the right angle. You can just barely, and you guys are not gonna be able to see this. You can just barely see that it looks like it had Craftsman at one time. This is another one I cleaned up the drop forged. And this one's very smooth. This one you can't see any of it, but those two are from the same set. They were in a dollar bin, so I got them for $1. Figured they were worth a look. Next up is this 3/4 Craftsman Vanadium underline C. And it's a CI. Someone really carved their initial A in there. And then we've got this 15/16 and 1 inch. And this one is a N4. So I get a lot of CIs. I don't know that I've gotten an N4 before. Oh, it's CI on this side. Okay, that makes sense. But still, a nice underlined C. I don't think I have that size. Then you got this 5/8 and 3/4 Craftsman. And it's a V. Double box, the slight offset. We'll jump over here. This one's a 3/4. It's the Flying V style, but it doesn't yet have the V here. And it doesn't have the cast V. And I got one of these little ratcheting screwdrivers. It turns. Looks like it needs cleaned up a little bit. I actually don't have one of these. So I saw that, and it was in a 2 for $1 bin, so I got it for 50 cents. And then this was a $2 find, and it's the patent pending version of the Isco Roundhead. The fine tooth. Turns really nice, sounds really good. Everything's in great shape on it. I pick these up anytime I can find them. This is probably the best ratchet Craftsman made, in my book anyway. Needs a good cleaning, but for $2, I would not let that sit on a table, that's for sure. Then we come over to this set. These were in a toolbox just full of tools, and the guy's like, pick out what you want, and I'll tell you what it costs. So I was digging through, and I found a few wrenches and stuff in there as well. I ended up finding a complete set from 1 1/8. They're Circle H. All the way down to 7/16. I had a couple of wrenches. This one was one of them. This one was one. And I think there was maybe an SK or something in there. Actually in that crescent adjustable as well. And then the extension that goes with it. Again, Craftsman, Circle H. I asked him how much for it. He said, how does $4 sound? I don't think I could dig the $4 out fast enough to get a full set of 1/2-inch drive Circle H. I've got some Circle H. I don't know that I've had a full set. I can't remember. I have to dig through, and I keep these in the top of my industrial box. Anything that's like an underlined C or actually Flying V or earlier. So I have to go through the stuff I have up there and see what I've got. But yeah, I wasn't going to pass those up for $4. So that is the Craftsman stuff that I got. And this wraps up everything I got at the, gosh, what was the name of it? Columbus, New Jersey Farmers Market. So that's all of it. What you've seen so far is all the stuff that I got from going in, meeting George, and what I found throughout that flea market. Lots of great bargains to be had over there. Next up, I've got a toolbox full of tools that I picked up, and we'll look at it real quick. It was, we'll go over it when we get there, but it was at the Golden Nugget flea market. So this is the toolbox I picked at the Golden Nugget flea market. It's this Craftsman gray box, pretty standard box. It's from the 80s with that logo. Doesn't look like it's in too bad a shape. Like I say, it was $10. Would be a good candidate for either a cleanup and some patina work or a restoration. There's not a whole lot to these. This one, it does not have the top tray. It's got some stuff in it. So I will pull the stuff out of there, lay it all out on the cart, and show you guys what it is. Give me a second. All right, so I got everything dug out of that box. I slide the cart over a little bit. Sometimes it's easier to move than you guys. This is all Japan and Taiwan produced sockets. This is I think it's a USA no-name screwdriver. It doesn't say USA on it, but I've seen these a ton of times at restores. This one is a locked up ratchet with no name. So look over there. This, I don't see any wording on it. So I think it's one of the generics that looks like a Klein screwdriver. So we'll put it over here too. So that's the undesirable pile. So let's see what the $10 investment yielded me. First up, we'll look at this saw. The blade's in nice shape. It's got a little tweaking to it, but nothing that can't be straightened out. I'm not a saw guy, but that is the logo that's on it. I forget the company name, but you guys can see it. Looks like a nice saw. That ought to be worth a couple bucks. And while we're in cutting things, this is a Taiwan set of pruning shears. One thing I like about it is it's the barrel style spring. Barrel style springs are kind of smooth on things like this. So we'll use that in the garden, I'm sure. We don't do a lot of gardening, but for trimming things back. Here we've got these tin snips. They're loose as all can be, and there's no branding on them, so they're kind of junk. And then we've got this Stanley 18T by 10 hacksaw blade. If nothing else, this would be a good toolbox drawer removal tool. I did get some USA made socket type stuff. So here's an underline Husky 3/8 extension. This one is I saw the name on it earlier. It's kind of faint. Oh, New Britain spark plug socket. A pretty beat up Giller 7/8. A Pennon's Challenger, number 1616, which is a half inch drive. And then we've got some miscellaneous Husky USA pieces. And I think this one, yeah, one Craftsman, quarter drive, I think quarter inch? Yeah, quarter drive, quarter inch, 12 point. If you have a Harley Davidson, this is a good socket. This is for the brake calipers on a Harley to get the brake pads out. It's always a good one to have if you're a Harley guy. Let's see. We got this round file. I didn't see a name on it. The end is a little dinged up, but the rest of it's in really good shape. So that'll go in my file box. 3-sided file, same thing, no name on it. But not in too bad a shape. Another 3-sided without a handle. We've got a Nicholson. Another Nicholson. I'm not sure why the third one went over here, but it did. And a third Nicholson. So definitely those will go in the file box. This one has me confused. It's a wood gouge. It says MS and Company, but I can't find anything on MS and Company. And it also has this logo. I couldn't really make out what it was on the other side. Maybe you can see it better on a larger screen. We've got a Stanley Handyman cabinet screwdriver. We've got this Bear Manufacturing 1 3/16 wrench, engineer's wrench. I don't know anything about Bear Manufacturing Company. We've got, as Magdad would say, a really nice pokey thing. Didn't see a name on this. It's a loose in the handle, but I think it can be fixed up if you want to have a nice pokey thing. It's probably an ice pick. Let's see, what do we do next? Next, we'll look at this one. This is a North Brothers Yankee. Tip has been bent a little bit, but it's still North Brothers. I'm not sure what this tool is, but it's a 2 US, and it's a 7 AM Swiss. So I'm not sure what this is or what it's for, but it's in nice shape. Yeah, let's set that over here. Let's see, what was this one? Oh, this one is a Stanley. This one has a really beat up handle, but it is a plum. And nice part about these, you can remake that wood handle, or you might be able to find one to use in its place. The rest of it seems to be in pretty good shape, so that may be a fun project at some point. Here we've got a cut off 5/8 wrench, maybe a good bottle opener. This is a made in USA McKeegan hatch, or a 1/2 inch 9/16. This looks like a single size rivet gun, and it is the United Shoe Machinery Corporation. So when you see things with the USMC stamp, it's not Marine Corps, it's United Shoe Machinery Company. And we got this frozen up C-clamp, but I'm sure a little evapor rust, and we'll get this going. And if you can see that on there, it is a J.H. Williams. So we'll get it cleaned up and I'll get a foot for it. Definitely want to keep a Williams, right? And then last but not least, we got this guy. Seems to be tight. So this one may take a little bit of work. Trying to see if I can read what it says. This one's a Miller's Falls. You can see that's a Miller's Falls. If we shake it, it's full. You can start to get it open. I wonder if I take that off of there. It's got a screw, right? Let's see what happens. Looks like every one of those has a bit in it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we go. There's still one there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have to get in there with some needle nose or tweezers or something and get that last one out. Yeah, this one can be cleaned up, and I'm sure we can get it working again. So all in all, for a $10 box, it's a pretty good pile of stuff. So that was day 2 of our weekend, the day we got to go meet George. That was awesome. Lots of good stuff. Ultimately, my favorite part, of course, was getting to meet George. You know, shake his hand, give him a hug. He's been a lot of help and a lot of inspiration to me as I've been getting started in doing the tool videos. You know, I kind of did the hot rod stuff on my own. So having some people there to help out with doing the tool videos was awesome. As far as a favorite tool, I think probably that Circle H set. You know, those are New Britain. So I've got the Circle H set, I've got extension. I think I have a Circle H breaker bar and maybe a spinner, but I still don't have a Circle H ratchet. I've got the Husky version of the BE or Circle H ratchet, but I don't have the Craftsman version. So that'll be on my radar to find, but no big deal there. Lots of good stuff, lots of good times. Glad you guys were able to see everything that I got. Definitely cool, definitely fun times. So anyway, I'm gonna get out of here, go get cleaned up. Remember guys, I'm burnout, I love you, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.